why she ignores you, and how to actually get her to chase you back. Yeah, man, I always try to preference the game is so very important. The game is, man, I don't think you understand the significance of learning the game for many of you guys out here, but we gotta start with the truth that a lot of guys just don't want to hear when it comes to things. Gentlemen, when a woman ignores you, she's not doing it by accident. And a lot of people think that women do things by accident and they don't. She's not too busy. She's not all of a sudden to forget how to send a text message and everything like that. Gentlemen, it's actually deliver it. One thing you got to learn about women, I think a lot of guys don't know about women or understand about women, is that everything they do, they have a reason behind it. So when she has her phone like it's her other hand, and she's always on it, she's always swiping, texting, and talking to other guys, or reading DMs, or checking out whatever women do. So they always have their phone on. But when she's not reaching out to you, she's not just like all of a sudden forgetting about you. To a lot of women out there that want to have a dominance and a control over you, it's like a power play. And she's actually testing you. Because at the end of the day, what she's looking for, she wants to see if you crack. She wants to see if you panic. And she wants to see if you're actually going to chase. See, the average guy out there who doesn't understand the game, he is going to take the bait. And y'all have to remember, at the end of the day, you've got to stop looking at the body, and we've got to stop looking at what she's doing and seeing what the action behind it is. I'll give you a prime example. When you're a nice guy and you're talking to her, she's not looking at the bait. She's looking at the hook, which means you actually want sex. So she knows how to play the game the same kind of way by making sure that what she shows you is the bait, but the hook is really a serious power play, because at the end of the day, guys, she's actually out there testing you. Okay. And the reason why she's testing you guys is that she wants to see if you are going to crack, if you're going to panic, if you're going to chase, if you're going to beg, if you're going to feel out of order, and most importantly, to see how bad do you want to get between their legs. Now, for me, I really want to get between their ears, but we'll talk about that in a second. So a lot of guys mistake that, and they get worried and they get desperate. And what they begin to do is they start to double text, they start to triple text, and they start to write paragraphs. And they'll put the phone down for 5 or 10 minutes and hope that I can put the phone down for a second. And maybe when I grab the phone again, she'll reach out to me, and I hope I'm doing the right thing by doing all that. And if I do talk to her, I'm gonna write a book to her, and I'm gonna leave her a bunch of things, and I'm gonna call her. And you're just scrambling for attention, and you're drowning in the game and the chess moves that she's making. And what most men don't understand, and at that moment, you're sitting around there not proving yourself to her, but in that moment, you're saying that you actually have control over me. And it's just, it is a reaction, gentlemen. So please understand, if you are in that reality, it makes sense. And what you see right beside me as we talk about realities, I want you to look at what's beside me. So if you are actually operating from the construct of the yellow, you are going to do the things that I'm saying, not because you actually want to do those things. It's because something has happened in your life where you don't believe in yourself and you feel that this is the only thing you can do. And that's where a lot of guys go wrong in the game, and that's where they mess up in the game. They automatically assume that I can win this woman back if I do a certain thing, if I make a certain move, I think a certain way, that I'm gonna do that. But if you look at the chart I'm showing you right now, as long as you look at that as a blueprint, you're actually gonna win in the game. So I want y'all guys to know and understand that. But the thing is that what most guys don't understand is the more that you sit around and actually run behind her and you actually start to chase her and everything. It seems like the closer you try to chase her and run behind her, she pulls away. And a lot of you guys are asking the question, Steve, how do I flip the script? How do I get my position back? And how do I get a position of power? Actually, before we do this, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Stephen Dean Williams. We have been teaching this game for over 3 decades, and we have all kinds of information. We have YouTube videos, we have YouTube shorts, and we also have live shows where you talk to me live, where we answer questions right off the dome. And don't forget, middle of September, we will be dropping the Halloween and the Sex-a-Ween game for you guys to prepare yourself for these college girls that are going to be scantily clad, wearing scampy outfits, going to these Halloween gatherings and get-togethers. And I want to position you guys in a better way. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and discuss this. So how do we do this? How do we get our power back? Yes, I can easily say for you guys, you can get your power back by never giving it away. But how is that going to help you when you've already given your power away from the moment that you met her, the moment that you think she is beautiful or gorgeous and attractive? See, the thing is, for many of you guys out here, the rule that I've always learned when I was young, and one of the most important things is not what I am when I'm with her. It's what I am when I'm no longer around her. And my mindset is that as long as I create a position of a sexual tension type power, of actually making sure that I'm the last thing she thinks about when she goes to bed. She thinks about me all day long. And when she wakes up, she's thinking about me. Then that position of power, gentlemen, what's going to happen is that's going to reaffirm and make everything stronger. So when she pulls away, it's a drug and kind of an addiction. If you think about drugs and you think about addictions and things like that, anybody can walk away from a bottle of alcohol or a glass of alcohol, and anybody can run away from a crack or heroin or something like that. But there's always going to be something calling their name, and always going to be something that says, come back to me and everything. And that's what I'm saying. When women are going to leave me, and they're going to leave you too, guys. So that's the good news. You're not alone in this. So I don't ever want you to think that when you have game, women don't leave you. Women are going to leave you for whatever reason they want. But one thing I'm never going to do is I'm not going to try, and I'm not going to beg her back. Matter of fact, I want to push her further out that door. I want her not to feel the silence. I don't want her to feel anything, because as long as you're operating from the wrong construct, you're not going to have the penetration. Gentlemen, you're not gaming this out. And most of you guys, unfortunately, are running behind the wrong thing. You're trying to get somebody back from the surface level or the reality of her world and her mindset, where her behaviors, her belief systems, her judgments, and her morals are at. And as long as you're trying to hit that part of her body and everything, you're never going to win with the woman. But one thing you can win with is that you have to tap into the emotions. Because here's a secret at the end of the day. That you guys think that it's just her ignoring you. It's absolutely not that. Unfortunately, it's her saying, I just don't care about you. And when it comes to my priorities, because guys, we got to look at women and priorities. It's that when it comes to you, you're not high on her list of priorities when it comes to sexual and mental stimulation. Now, you can be on a priority of hanging out with her and all this other stuff, but you have to understand the priorities as well. Women have priorities, and some of their priorities will not have anything to do with you at all. You're not a priority. And guys, when I meet a woman as well, I'm not a priority. But the thing is, at the end of the day, is that some women are going to ignore you for several reasons. But the number one reason why they're going to ignore you is just that she's just not interested. And as much as that sucks, it is what it is, and we're not trying to change what it is, but we can change the position, because I'm at a light right now. But what I'm saying to you guys out here, what is very important that you have to understand is that when it comes to a woman's priorities, it's always going to be her parents, her job, her friends, her feelings, her religion, her cat vittles, or whatever it is that she finds that is important to her. And you're not going to be on that priority. But also, what you don't know, there's another set of priorities. There are sexual priorities. It's how she wants to feel. Does she want to feel sexy? Does she want to feel appreciated? Does she want to be seen? Does she want to validate who she is and what she thinks? All these things are going to play a role into the game of what she sets as a priority. So the priorities that we're looking at here in all of this is not the priority of trying to flip her over from green line. Is the priority we're not trying to flip her over from a position of trying to beg her and try to hit her back to us. We're not trying to get to that priority. What we're trying to do is we're actually trying to make an emotional impact. The more you can make an emotional impact, the more you're actually going to win in all of this. Because at the end of the day, she just doesn't care. She ignores you. Also because there's this like Xena warrior princess inside of her that wants to take the throne. I'm not lying to you. There is a part of her that she's so used to dominating and so used to taking charge and taking over people's worlds and taking over people's reality. She wants to take your throne and take the crown. So she wants leverage. She wants power. She wants control. And she wants to test what kind of person you are. She just wants to see basically what you are. Are you just an average guy, or are you just a guy that's going to stand on the game, on the strength of who you are, your standards and all this other stuff. And this is why I always tell you guys, you don't chase and you don't ever break. But what is going to amaze you is that chasing a woman doesn't start when she walks away from chase. When this is going to sting for a lot of you guys out here, the chase actually happens the first moment you meet her. The first moment you meet a woman, you are going to make a determination in your mind of what you think she is to you. And the moment that you start to praise, worship, and value the woman, you are already putting yourself in a weak position to do what? Actually chase. And that's something that a lot of guys don't see and a lot of guys don't understand, because the chase doesn't happen when she pulls away. The chase actually happens when you start seeing her in a way that you shouldn't see her, like running behind her, okay? And once you realize that you are caught up in her beauty, she knows that you lack the experience of a real man who has one thought, one mind, one way. So what happened is she starts to shift her salad. She starts just moving around and making you feel like you're going to miss out on her. But when you actually have this game, the silence is going to start to creep into a world of emptiness. Most women are empty when it comes to men. Most women are empty when it comes to guys who don't have game. And that's why they always run back to us, because we're very fulfilling. And that's why I say for all you guys out there, the more fulfilling you are in this game, the more you're actually going to win, because a woman is just not used to being around someone that has so much depth and range. And that depth and range is to make her feel seen, make her feel heard, actually make her feel appreciated. And that's what we're saying to you guys out here. It's really a connection that you don't have her feel that connection from the middle of the two of you interacting. She has to feel that connection from the beginning to realize you don't operate on the same construct of everybody else. And once she can realize you don't feel and operate from that same construct and you play by a different set of rules, then what's going to happen is it's going to make her emotions play by also what? A different set of rules. See, the thing is that when you let her walk away, when you have the game, you're not losing her. I don't lose anything if I'm not in that environment. So let's look at loss for a second. If you think about loss is actually going to happen based on the interpretation of the environment that you're in. So basically, gentlemen, what do I mean by that? So if you are in an environment where the woman, and you think she is special, you think she's pretty, you think she's beautiful, you think all these things about this woman and you want to run behind her, basically what happens is that you are actually in what? Her environment. And if you're operating from the construct of her environment, then it's that point that you have already lost before you even started, because you feel that she is better than you. And that's where you go wrong. But one mind, one thought, and one way. I love myself. I believe in myself, and I believe in the construct of how I see the world and how I see the game. Because I see the world this way, I'm never losing anybody because she comes into my life. She comes into my world. She gets to hear my mouthpiece, and she gets to hear what it feels like to be with an actual man. As long as she's seeing that, as long as she's feeling that, it's at that point, gentlemen, that she is going to start to feel the weight of the loss of being with me based off of everybody who is actually trying to be in her with her. And basically, that's the point. You see, when you stop feeding her power and everything like that, and you take the power out of her pussy, and you don't react to her, and you don't feel like that she is everything to you, it's at that point she is going to start to miss you because she's not used to that. Oh, remember, gentlemen, this is the most important thing. This doesn't happen during the interaction. This has to happen when you first meet her. She must know and she must feel without a shadow of a doubt that you are operating from a different construct. And if you're actually operating from a different construct, then you're playing by a different set of rules. And if you're playing by a different set of rules, the game is actually going to change. And that is something women are not used to. Women are not used to that type of the game being changed. But one thing I want to say is that she's going to start to miss you. That's when everything is actually going to start to kick in. What she is not going to do is she's not going to think about you. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. She's not even going to think about me, and that's the truth. But that's not the bad news. That's the bad news, if you want to call it bad news. But the good news is that it's the emotions that's going to miss me. It's the emotions that's going to feel me. And that's what's going to creep in. And this is why I want to make it clear to all you guys out here, is that you don't get her back by trying to get her back. Okay? I always know that I can get her back if I choose to get her back by leaving her alone and let her feel the weight of not having me around. Once I decide to leave a woman alone, and once a woman decides to leave, I respect her position and I don't ask her to be anything more than what she is. But when that happens, I burn down the bridges. And you've got to be a bridge burner. You've got to be a ship burner. You got to burn down the things that make you feel like you want to go back and charge it to the game. But when you learn the game this way, your absence from her, when you take away parts of you from her, she's actually going to feel that, gentleman. And because of that, she feels the pressure and she feels lonely about that. Before I stop, but let me say right this. So, gentlemen, I'm not saying play games with her and try to play I want you to miss me, so I'm going to pretend that I don't want to miss you. What I'm definitely saying is that women are just not special enough in my life for me to sit around and worry about what she's going to do. I really don't care what she's going to do. She's going to do what she wants to do. And whatever that is, it's none of my business. I can't allow somebody to actually control the environment in which I am. So you can't control the narrative when you are the narrative. Just want to set the tone. All right, back. So anyway, like I was saying before, I want you to think about it. She ignores you, you gain control. But when you sit back and you lay back and you burn the bridges, you forget about her, you forget about the moments. And what is so great about what I'm saying that most guys don't even understand in all this, what you forget about more than anything else is that there is no attachment. Gentlemen, the biggest problem is the attachment. And the reason why it's a big problem because you're attaching yourself to a feeling of what you want to have with this woman. I'm not attaching a feeling. I create feelings, okay? And I want y'all to understand that. You want her to be locked in on you. And those are the shifts that's going to drive her crazy. And those are the things that's going to make her chase you back. And the thing that's going to make her want you even more is because the comeback is genuine. Gentlemen, if you've got to beg and you've got to barter and you got to keep asking, please give me a chance and please take me back. If you got to keep doing that, then she comes back. She's going to leave faster because she's going to feel manipulated. And that's why as men, we don't do that. And at the end of the day, I just want to let you guys know, she's got to feel and realize what life is like without you versus you're thinking where your life is without her. And that's the biggest problem that we cannot do at all. Okay. So gentlemen, I'm just saying this, guys, so you, the next time you have a problem, the next time you have an issue, the next time she pulls away, gentlemen, don't chase, don't call her, don't beg, charge her to the game, leave her alone. And these are the ways she's going to chase you. But you must understand that chase does not start when she begins to chase you. The chase has to come from the emotional impact that you give her when you learn the game. And this is why the game is so important, because once you soak up the game, learn it the right way, she is actually going to chase you, gentlemen, okay? But what I want to say to you guys, this is the end of our video, but not the end of our discussion, gentlemen. I want to know what you think. And I want to know if you've ever been in a situation where you started to position yourself in a way where you were the prize and that woman started to chase after you. And just because she comes back doesn't mean she gets in, gentlemen. I just wanted to say that to you. But I also want to say thank you for all you guys liking, subscribing, and sharing. Don't forget our live shows and everything like that. We go live all the time. Go ahead and hit that notification button and join in the live conversations when you can ask questions live. You can tell me text messages live, and you can call them with any questions live, and we will spit off the top of our dome and show you that game is game. And also, gentlemen, don't forget, the middle of September, middle of the month, we are going to release the Halloween game for you guys that can give women orgasms over the phone through Sexoween. You can do it face to face, or I would create a costume for you guys so you can go out there on Halloween weekend and pull these desperate, needy women who are freshmen that are in having sex and doing bunch of naughty stuff right now. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video that we posted, you are actually going to enjoy this video right here. So we hope that you have a good time. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and we will chop it up later. Peace.